Hi, Happy Hoarder here, and I'm participating in the 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments, hosted by Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World and Melissa from Melissa Makes It DIY. I should start out by saying that not all of my ornaments will be original. Some will be repairing things that I have collected over the years, and everything kind of needs to be fixed. Or there's something I thrifted that needed to be fixed. I found this bottle brush wreath in a goodie bag from Rolling Hills Ministries, my favorite thrift store, which I'll be bringing up often. I also found a strand of Mercury glass garland, and some of the pieces were broken. So I decided I was going to add to this wreath and give it a little bit more life to add to one of my Degan original Santas. I won't be showing every single step I did. This is basically me cutting down the broken beads and gluing them to the wreath. You'll see more of that later in the video. I just love adding these vintage pieces to my one-of-a-kind Santas. I kind of decorate them like a tree. In keeping with the vintage bottle brush theme, I decided to take a tree that I don't know if it's vintage or not. It was just something that I found at my favorite thrift store, but I added vintage ornaments to it, and these were just some that I had in part of the beads as well to just give it that vintage look. The tree was kind of beat up, and I just tried to fill in the gaps where I could. I also create chalkware Santas from vintage chocolate molds, either from ordering them already cast or making them myself. I have some reproduction molds that are awesome, and they'll be in another video. I always love to add the vintage trees, but I've added some that are not vintage as well. I want to thank Jackie and Melissa for putting together this little collaboration. I'm always making things at Christmas, and this is a great chance for me to share with you some of my ideas. So after working with my broken Mercury glass garland, I found that I had a lot of shards of glass left. So I made my own glitter, and I'm adding it to this little tree. I kept the glass in the bag, but it still got everywhere. So I never recommend doing this if you have children in the house. In fact, I probably would never do this again. But I used a vintage Tupperware salt shaker in order to use just the small pieces of glass so that I could go back and grind down the big pieces again. I had one tiny terracotta clay pot in my hoard that I decided to use for my tree. It would have been nice if the wooden base had fit inside the little terracotta pot, but it didn't. So I used some styrofoam to hold it in place. So I won't bore you with the details on this one. I basically just made glue, wads, and sprinkled glitter on top of it. This very carefully, not to get my hands involved. I still ended up with glitter all over the floor. It was a little bit of a mess to clean up. Now I'm noticing it's not showing up as well as I wanted it to on the video, so I'm hoping that it will show up better in the pictures. Not really, but it does look pretty cute in real life. But now I need to make one that's a little easier for everybody to make. And it's just basic glitter and a plastic ball and a little bottle brush tree. So what I'm doing here is making, I'm going to call it what it is, wads of glue. So I'm making wads of glue and I am sticking it in the glitter, and that little shot glass came in really handy. That's where my glitter's sitting right now. Always good to have a little shot glass handy. I'm sticking a big wad of glue into the glitter with a toothpick, and then I'm kind of rolling my toothpick to make like these balls of glitter. And I did this, and I did this, and I did this, guys. And I even had to kind of go back and do some more because I wanted just big globs of glitter. Now this glitter is kind of funny. I think this may be kind of vintagey glitter, but I think someone had just simply put every kind of glitter they had into a bag, and it made the weirdest colors, almost too much silver, so it was really gray. And then by the time you mix in all the other colors, it's more gray than it is silver. But it is kind of interesting, and it was just something I had thrifted, and I promise you, it's in a Ziploc bag, and then more glitter is just tons of glitter, different colors, and I've never seen a mix quite like this. So I think this is kind of a homemade mix. So that was a lot of fun to just sit there, and this portion of the video is actually 25 minutes long. I don't know how I stay so connected to something so weird. But I did have some fun with this. I think there was a movie going on in the background I was listening to, and usually I'll watch videos when I'm doing something like this. So it's just kind of that mindless entertainment that you do, but it came out kind of fun. I should mention here that there's also a shot glass with some water in it, and I will dip my toothpick into that glass every now and then to clean it off and start fresh. One thing I started out doing was trying to create a spiral, but it got a little bit off. So I had to go back in and just fill it in. Now there's my bag of glitter. Yeah, there's the bag right there. You see it's back, and I put that bag into another bag because I didn't trust that glitter. It's everywhere. Yeah, I've got a lot of glitter to clean up, by the way. So this was just a lot of fun, and I think it's something if you're kind of bored one day and you go, hey, I got glue and I got glitter, and you can take a tree like this and make it look like a vintage tree. Because a lot of the ones that I have little globs of glitter in it. That's what inspired me. And I just have to show some more videos of that in another video when I do something about my china cabinet that is full of chalkware Santas. Yes, I've been doing those for a while. So I'm going to be doing this in 4 sections. These 4 were more about the vintage style bottle brush trees, and my next video will come out for the 5th day of Christmas and 5th through, would that be 8th? Yes. And then I will do 9th through 12th in a final installment on the 9th day. So the second series will be more Santa related, and the last ones will be just some good old DIYs, just a variety of things that I have planned. I have some put together, and I also have some that are in little baskets saying, here's all the stuff you need, now just go make it. So I hope you're having fun this holiday season and making some stuff of your very own that's unique for your tree. And or in my case, I use a lot of stuff with my Santas and all over the place. So you can see this looks really tedious. You have to know something about me. I'm a very picky little person. And if it doesn't look quite right, and you wouldn't know to look at my stuff, that's how I think. I don't have a video of me doing the actual ball, but it was basically covering it with the tacky glue and then coating it with glitter, letting it dry, doing another coat, and then go back and just kind of patching up some of the spots that I thought needed a little bit more. I should point out now that all the things that I've done so far could easily be made into an ornament to hang on a tree simply by adding a screw eye or by adding a ribbon loop or string. I did the final touches on my live stream where I was hosting Little Treasures by Nancy, and we had a great time. So sometimes you need to check out my live streams. These are my Confessions of a Crafter at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays. You can check out the link to this video and to Little Treasures by Nancy's channel in the description below. So after applying all that glitter and Mod Podge, I hot glued the little tree into the plastic ball, and then I wrapped it with some vintage ribbon that I had. I have a bunch of amazing vintage stuff, just little scraps of things, and I was looking for fun ways that I could use it in these projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I encourage you to watch all the videos in the playlist. One thing about this challenge is you can enter any time and participate in any way that gets you 12 ornaments in for your 12 Days of Christmas Ornament Challenge. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification button because sometimes I make pretty good videos. Bye!